I was born in 16/1/91 at the time of the Gulf War between Iraq and Kuwait. It was the weekend when Iraq invaded Kuwait. My family are originally Iranian, so about 3 of me older civilians were born in Iran, and the rest of us were born in Iraq, in Anbar province, in Al-Tash camp, a refugee camp I was born in, but I didn't realise it was actually a refugee camp till I came to Ireland, because everything seemed to be normal when I was there, because there was 20,000 other people same as me.
Well, I was born in 1939 anyway, and just during the war, just the time the Second World War was announced, that time by Hitler. My father was actually a coal miner, and we didn't have a very good life as a child. I can't remember. It was hard, but still it was reasonable. It was really when the war was over and the Russians came and, you know, communism, that's when the life really started going bad, you know. And that was when the revolution broke out. I was in school, and it was the students who were starting the march against certain things in Hungary. We all wanted things better than they were, and then they brought out the army on top of us, and that's how the whole trouble started. And I got into it, and I had to leave my country after that.
Yeah, so my identity would be, I'll say I'm still, I'll call it, I'm kind of still, I'll have that Kurdish Iranian look, so I still, I'll kind of be, I'll have the look like, I have an Iranian look, and then when I open my mouth, people say, "Jeez, you sound real Irish." So because, I'd say my identity would be 50-50. When I'm at home, I'm Kurdish, and then when I'm down in the, drinking in the pub with the Irish lads, I'm Irish. I'm one of them. So as when I'm at home, I'm Kurdish, because I eat Kurdish food at home, and I speak Kurdish at home. I listen to Kurdish music as well. So, and then when I'm out, I go the Irish, the opposite. So the minute I leave my house, I go on different level, getting into the Irish culture, going now and enjoying like what everybody else is doing my age.
I think of myself as Hungarian, but I also think of myself as Irish. See, when you live in a country for so long, you sort of get into the life. And you see, when the younger you are, when you come to different countries, the easier it is for you to fit in. And I have lived here longer than I lived in my own country. I'll be here 63 years now next November. So at times I think of myself more Irish than Hungarian, really. You know, since I got married here, I formed my family here, you know, and it's a home to me, you know. The only thing I couldn't settle down in Hungary. That's the only thing. I would never live there, you know. That's the only thing. But as I said, I'm proud to be Hungarian, you know. I wouldn't deny my heritage as such, you know. So basically, I'm a happy Irish woman now, after all these years.
All them people, they leave their countries, they're leaving their relations behind. They're coming here to just look for a better opportunity, to get a job and just look after their families and themselves. It's not that they're coming over here just for a sleepover, you know. At the same time, them people that are over here, they're put into direct provisions for 6-7 years. That's 6-7 years of their life wasted. So it's not, it's tough for them, because they have families over at home, and at the same time they're worried about him and he's worried about them, and he's probably telling them he's great, getting on great in Ireland, but they don't know the full story, what's after happening. So it's people aren't going to stay at home, and there's a F-16 flying over their house. So that's how my family ended up here, because all the wars, and they had no choice. They didn't fight. It's just the governments and the countries that make the weapons. That's who I blame. You know, so Ireland is a democratic country. There's no wars. Everyone's happily living week by week, and they get on. So it should be all like all countries in the world.
It's not easy to be a refugee. I understand them all who come now, you know, because I went through it myself. You know, I understand them. But and those who come now have a far better accommodation and everything than we had that time, you know. But it's just tolerate the refugees, you know, because it's really very hard for the Irish people or any other people in the world to understand unless they go through it, you know. So you have to really experience what they're experiencing to know what it is to be a refugee, you know, what it is to be away from your country, your family, tear yourself away from your homeland, you know. It's not easy, you know. And at the same time, I want the refugees to know that, not to be disappointed in what they find here. Because I had it hard. Nothing is going to be fixed up in a week or a month or even a year. But what I want them, especially those refugees, I want them to remember that they came to this country, and the country is not that rich even now, as such. And to remember that they might find it hard. Life mightn't turn out for them the way they think or the way they hope. They might feel disappointment in their life here. But just them to remember one thing. They come from a country, some of them, that rape, war, murder, famine, and that they can go to bed at night, put their head down on the pillow and say, I'm going to have a good night's sleep. Because they don't have to be afraid someone will come to their door. You know, and they should always remember that what they have left behind is far worse than what they are in now. You know, I want the refugees to know that. You know, that they are very lucky. That they were able to leave the trouble and all this thing behind them when they left their own country. You know, so they're not to be impatient, not to feel too much disappointment, because eventually things will work out for them. You know, it might take time, but it will work out.